Good morning and happy Wednesday. I have had a lot of nudges lately about how important your role as a parent or a grandparent or aunt or sister or someone that other people look up to, how important your role actually is for the kingdom. And I've always kind of thought about Noah. And God said that Noah was faithful, but nothing is said about his wife. And nothing is said about his children other than they were saved. It's very possible they were not faithful. It's very possible that they could have been, but it is possible, since it wasn't mentioned that they were faithful, and God liked to mention the people that were faithful to him, that they were saved because of their father or husband, as it were. And I read something else just this week in 1 Kings about the same kind of thing happening. Parents being faithful, and maybe that preventing some of God's wrath to come to the children. In 1 Kings chapter 11, King Solomon, who is a son of King David, King Solomon was the one that took on all these wives, had 700 wives or more, and was taking wives from all different kinds of tribes and all different kinds of religious backgrounds. And God had warned him about this. God had told him specifically not to do this. Well, what do you think happened? You're going to act like who you're around, right? And so they turned his heart away from God, and that made God very angry. I'm going to start in verse 9 of chapter 11 of 1 Kings. So the Lord became angry with Solomon because his heart had turned from the Lord of Israel, who had appeared to him twice. God came to him 2 times. Verse 10, and he commanded him concerning this thing that he should not go after other gods, but he didn't keep what the Lord had commanded. He did what he wanted, didn't he? Therefore the Lord said to Solomon, because you've done this and not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I commanded you, I will surely tear the kingdom away from you and give it to your servant. Nonetheless, or nevertheless, some versions say, I will not do it in your days for the sake of your father David. I will tear it out of the hand of your son. The faithfulness of David, who we know wasn't 100% faithful all the time, right? But the faith of David prevented Solomon from a lot of trouble. It's the same God, right? I wonder how your faithfulness is helping your children possibly not suffer. There's lots of things by just being a good Christian and being a good person that we prevent our kids from having to go through, right? Obeying the law, doing the things we are supposed to do, staying out of trouble, keeping our nose clean, as my mom liked to say. So don't negate the fact that your faithfulness could be helping your children have an easier life. It sure did back then. Have a great week and know that you're loved.